Good morning, guys. Welcome back to today's video. It is April 9th, 2026. It is a Thursday. Pretty interesting session today. Today's session made me, I have to revise some things, or I have some things to think about, how I want to approach certain areas of my trading. But I woke up slightly late. I got out of bed around half an hour after market open, just in time to kind of trade this setup here. Now, overall, we are still bullish, and we're reacting mostly off of 1 hour things, so we're still respecting this order block from yesterday. We have an internal break to the upside, and so this 1 hour order block is here as well. But just kind of looking at the 5-minute structure, we had a pre-fractal break, but it was out of our time, so I just count this as a break, nothing that I can really work off of. But then here we have a second break within our hourly time, so liquidity was grabbed from this internal higher low, and then this higher low. I would have preferred to see this one grabbed because this is like a 15-minute, because I took a position in here and I lost, and then the position ended up happening over here. Now, what I really want to dive into is the absorption entry. I think all of these technicals here is pretty self-explanatory. I've been doing it for like roughly a year now, so let's go over where I actually jumped in. Yesterday I was on a call, and some information was told to me where I should be looking at the footprint on the 1-minute chart. So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth right now. I don't know what is better. The thing is, I'm noticing one thing I don't really like with absorption entries is like it may take multiple tries before you actually get the move, which I don't really like. Yeah. Now, in terms of the 1-minute, my entry was like right within these two candles. We tapped into my entry order block, and this is the candle that, you can see here, it's pretty clear, like sellers are getting absorbed. You can see like huge deltas around here, big trades, we're absorbing them. Where my actual entry was is I saw more sellers get absorbed here, an initiation right here, so then I got in kind of just like within this candle, and then I was stopped out. Now, the better entry was down here, so like I would say the better entry for this setup or this time was on the 1-minute, versus the one down here is better like on the 5-minute. The 5-minute was super clear and day, but I was in the washroom. But this one is so clean. Like, look at this. Sellers getting absorbed, right? So anywhere within here, I'm looking for sellers to be absorbed. Sellers absorbed, we see initiation. If we had kind of like rejected these, actually I guess like even right here you can kind of see like we rejected these sellers, right? Because even more sellers got absorbed. We moved in here. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I really Bookmap is so expensive. I don't know. I really don't know right now. But like the cleanest example is right here. Like you can see sellers getting absorbed. We finally retest these sellers and they defend this level right here, right? And we reject and we initiate. We could have gone in somewhere in here, or we could have gone for a more aggressive entry right here, and we could have just ride it out. Now, the other part to this is I don't know how to manage my trade with absorption, because I'm noticing if I have a tight entry and I go 1-to-1 break even, I'm gonna get stopped out at break even quite often. So yeah, like so there are a few things that I want to work on. So one is, of course, trade management, risk management, and absorption entry. So like using the footprint, do I want to be on the 1-minute? Do I want to be on the 5-minute? And again, like I just need to find like an absolute way to enter, because again, I don't like the fact that there are so many potential entries. Like, for example, here, we absorb sellers, we kind of push up. You can even see this candle comes down and we reject again. So sellers are defending this level. We even see big buyers step in here. I could get in right there, right? Stops below here, and then I get stopped out. And then the same thing happens over here, where it's sellers get absorbed, we initiate or we retest these initiations, and then we finally move up. So I don't know which is the best. Like, is Bookmap easier to use? I'm not too sure. And I don't know if I want to, like, risk management wise, I don't know if I want to, like, trail, if I want to take partials. I'm not really sure, so I do have a lot of work to do over this weekend, even tonight. So yeah, just a small loss, or a 1% loss here today on ES, even though I was correct in the bias. Like, look at this thing is pumping, right? So really, like, again, bias was never my issue, it's just the entry. And now that I'm using like absorption as an entry, I'm still figuring out like what's the best way to approach sale. So we will see you guys. That's all I have. So we'll see you guys for tomorrow, Friday.